We went and done it. We won Aston Villa. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. That was a big win in the grand scheme of things for the season. We needed to consolidate third place, and we done that. And the results elsewhere also went in our favour, with Chelsea losing to Newcastle, Liverpool drawing with Spurs. That means we are now 6 points ahead of Chelsea, 5 points ahead of Liverpool, and 3 points ahead of Aston Villa, who are right behind us. But the win against Aston Villa gives us the breathing room that we have worked for. You remember last season we finished 15th. We had a embarrassing Europa League final loss to Spurs, and Ruben Amorim certainly had a lot of questions raised about his future. The board chose to stay with him, and middle of the season he got sacked, and we were in seventh place. We were 11 points behind Aston Villa in the top four, and now 9 games later, we are in third place, 3 points ahead of Aston Villa. That is a massive, massive jump, a massive change in where we have come from. Because let's be real, under Ruben Amorim, we certainly did look and wonder what is going to happen. Are we going to achieve anything? We went out of the first round of the Carabao Cup against Grimsby. Darren Fletcher came in as an interim and we got knocked out by Brighton in the FA Cup. The Premier League is our only target right now, and by getting the win that we got against Aston Villa, it certainly leaves us in a powerful position because it's in our hands now. We are the only ones that can mess up having a Champions League place for next season, and it has to be something that has to become a norm. Being in the Champions League must be something that Man United has every single season. That is not even a standard, it is compulsory. But the game itself, I was not impressed with the first half. Let's be real. And we'll talk about Bruno shortly. Again, he shows why he is the talisman, the captain, the main man at Manchester United. The first half, however, let's take it play by play. The first half wasn't that good. I certainly was not impressed in how we weren't showing enough energy. We weren't pressing well enough. We certainly were being cut open through the midfield. And Aston Villa had a very good start to the game. They certainly pushed us into our defensive third, and we struggled. We barely got passes away. We barely could counter them. We couldn't get out of our defensive third. But apart from that, Lomans didn't have much to do. So even though we were put under pressure, we dealt well with the pressure. I was just not impressed with us going forward because we had more rest than Aston Villa, who played the Europa League game just 2 days before, and we certainly should have been much better. We should have had more energy. I expected more from us at the beginning of the game. But the half ended with a 0-0, and it certainly left us with a second half that needed to be much better. And it was that. It was a completely different performance from what we saw in the first half. And Bruno Fernandes took the game by the scruff of the neck and certainly ensured that we end up getting the 3 points that we deserve. And it's only deserved because of the massive second half performance that we had. We started the second half much, much better and much quicker with more intensity than we did in the first half. And that was credit to us. And we definitely got the goal from that momentum that we built. A great ball in by Bruno, and again Casemiro finding himself on the end of it with a header, and he slotted it away. And that is now Casemiro's 7th goal for the season, his 5th goal that was assisted by Bruno Fernandes. And at that moment, there was a bit of good energy within the team, and Aston Villa needed to come out more. We certainly didn't apply the same pressure that we did to get the goal and to get that momentum from the start of the second half. But Aston Villa got a bit of courage. We certainly dropped back a bit, and they got a goal which was controversial. But again, VAR looked at three things: a possible handball, a possible offside, and possibly Onana being in Lomans' eye line when Ross Barkley takes the shot. But again, it's a goal that we concede that is one of the goals that you would probably say is out of this world. It's not necessarily a mistake. It's not a goalkeeping error. It's not us being cut through, with passes and intricate play. It was simply another goal that is nine times out of 10, that goes in, regardless of who the goalkeeper is. So that was basically Aston Villa's best chance, and they scored from it. And they did put us under a bit of pressure in the second half, but immediately we moved on and we got the second goal to go back in the lead, with Bruno once again getting another assist and finding Cunha in behind, who calmly slotted past Martinez in goal. And at that point, you thought, yes, we are now in the lead, we are in the ascendancy. Let's pass the ball around a bit. Let's make Aston Villa chase it. Let's try and use our proper game management to ensure the 3 points. And Sesko came on in the second half to provide us with another attacking threat, and he got his just rewards. An impact off the bench, yet again with a great turn and shot that deflected in, but he was there. He took the shot. He took the opportunity that came his way, and he continues to show why he is an asset and a threat for the opposition when we are playing against them. But I want to speak about Bruno. He certainly came on and showed his class. He is a player that, in my book, is a legend of Manchester United. And yes, of course, we want him to win the Premier League, the Champions League, etc. But those things can only come in time, and if the entire squad and the club is in the going in the right direction. And Bruno Fernandes now, with those two assists in that game against Aston Villa, leaves him as he broke the record for David Beckham, who had 15 assists in one season. He broke it now. He's got 16 assists. He's 4 behind the all-time assists in terms of the Premier League record, with Henry and De Bruyne equaling that with 20. He's got a few games left. Can he do it? Can he get another 5 assists to break the record? We'll have to wait and see, but you can't put it past him. Look at what he did against Aston Villa. He ensured that we got the 3 points, because in the first half, he wasn't finding those passes that should normally come to him, and he certainly didn't have enough movement ahead of him in the second half, because Aston Villa had to come out more, because they had to try and attack us with more intensity. Bruno Fernandes found those spaces in behind and basically punished Aston Villa when they exposed those gaps. And that is one of the reasons why he's so intelligent. If you don't mark him out of the game, he can punish you at any given moment in the game. He's always the player that's going to try those risky passes. He's the player that's going to try and unlock a defense. And he's going to try and push the team forward by a pass, by a movement, standing in a certain position that causes problems for the opposition. And when Sesko got another opportunity because of a pass by Bruno Fernandes, instead of taking the shot himself when he was one-on-one, he chose to pass to Ahmad, which is a good decision at the end of the day if Ahmad gets it, but the pass wasn't accurate. And maybe he should have gone for the shot himself and scored the goal, because that's what Bruno done after that moment. He went to Sesko, went to go and speak to him about it and said, hey, next time take the shot, be ruthless. Don't always try and set up your teammates. When you have an opportunity, try and take it first. You are the striker. That is your primary job, to put the ball in the back of the net. So it's all lessons to be learned. But it was a very, very good win. 7 wins now out of 9 games for Michael Carrick. He's got 6 games, all wins at Old Trafford. Another record that was broken by Michael Carrick, because he's the first Man United manager, although be it an interim, who started his first 6 home games with 6 straight wins. That in itself is testament to what Michael Carrick and the backroom staff have done since they have come in. But our next game is on Friday, Bournemouth away at the Vitality, and we'll talk about that when we do the preview. But it certainly will also be a tough game, and it's a game that is going to provide us with another opportunity in order to go 6 points clear of Aston Villa, and of course stretch the gap from Chelsea and Liverpool. But with City also drawing against West Ham, that leaves them only 7 points ahead of us, and we should be looking to try and catch them. There are points still to play for, and Man City could be dropping those points because they aren't really that good this season. I do think Arsenal is probably going to win the league, so that seems quite far-fetched for Man United right now. But we should be trying to look to catch City. It's possible, and we can do it. But you let me know in the comment section what you thought of Bruno, what you thought of Michael Carrick, and where you think we are going right now. And is Michael Carrick the one to take Man United forward in the future? Have a wonderful weekend and a week further till we see each other again in the next one. Bye-bye, Red Devils. Thanks for watching. If you want more content on Manchester United, like, share and subscribe.